tenor sax playing A4, which is the A above middle C, 440 hertz. And it's a little more complex, you can see, because it's got all these higher harmonics present. And one of the things I did with this slide is I reproduced this, but not quite all the way. So in other words, you can see the harmonics. Many of them are present. You can see, though, that the corresponding second harmonics are much lower than the third. So again, it allows all the harmonics, but the even ones tend to be a little more suppressed. Not much, but a little bit more. But you can see a lot of them out here. Now, in reproducing this way, I left out the highest frequencies here. And you can see the difference. This has a lot of structure in the top. This does not. This structure in here has to do with these last four harmonics. So you can see the nature of the contribution of the harmonics to the thing. Okay, saxophone is used in Dixieland, big bands, similar to the clarinet. Jazz combos. Actually, the big bands, Tommy Dorsey and Glenn Miller, use the sax as a counterpoint to the brass instruments. Then the sax itself, jazz combos like Dave Brubeck, Paul Desmond was the alto sax. We have piano, bass, drum, saxophone, very famous. And Paul Desmond wrote a lot of their things for that. In the 50s and 60s, jazz rock, I call it jazz rock. It's rock that's influenced by jazz. Chicago, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, or Earth, Wind & Fire had these brass sections that were just awesome. And of course, there's a solo instrument Stan Getz and modern Richard Elliott. So let me illustrate some of these and wrap up. Basin Street Blues, the Dixieland melody. You can see the saxophone can carry the melody part while the clarinet's doing its thing. So you see the sax and the trumpet are doing that in harmony while the clarinet is just flipping around doing all kinds of things. Jitterbug Waltz, written by Fats Waller, uses linear fingering. So it's just, you can go up and down either in scales or in thirds like that is. And of course, this one, everybody recognizes that remembers anything about the 40s, whether you were alive or not. So the brass is countering. It's genius. It's beautiful. Harlem Nocturne, again, blues, flexibility here. And so forth. So you see the lyricism really allows that feeling to get across, that blues feeling to get across. A blues, hitting the blue notes. So you can hit in between, so you get that bluesy feeling with that. Again, linear fingering allows you to do things like Blue Rondo a la Turk. And so forth. Now don't try to beat your feet to that because that's in 9/8. We'll talk about that later. Let me skip to Over the Rainbow. I'm running a little out of time, so I'll skip. Of course, Desperado is Latin. You can use that on the saxophone. Here again, the linear fingering comes in handy. So you get a taste of what you can do with saxophones in various genres of jazz. So let me summarize. Clarinets and saxophones have unique properties that make them unique contributions to the jazz genre. So I hope in the last 25 minutes has convinced you that